Chevron started as Pacific Coast Oil in 1879, became a Seven Sisters giant through Middle East expansions in the 1930s, and hit 3.1 m BUD production by 2023 across upstream, exploration production, downstream, refining, marketing, and chemicals. Permian Basin strength mirrors Oxy, but at larger scale. Chevron lags Exxon in size, but leads on margins. 41.9% gross versus Exxon's 31%, though Exxon wins on revenue, 324B versus 187B. Net margins, 8.9% versus 6.7%, and ROE, 11.1% versus 7.2%. Both generate strong FCF, 13B, 12B, with Chevron more oil leveraged, 57-43 oil-gas mix. Buffett holds both but prefers Chevron's cash discipline and Permian assets, similar to Oxy. Chevron Corporation is one of the world's largest integrated energy firms, with operations spanning exploration, production, refining, and marketing, roots tracing to 1879 as Pacific Coast Oil Co., evolving through Standard Oil splits and major mergers like Gulf Oil, 1984, and Texaco, 2001. Chevron's debt-to-asset ratio, 27%, beats Exxon's, 29%, giving it resilience in downturns. Buffett favors this stability for weathering oil cycles, as seen in 2020 when Chevron held firmer than peers. It also projects 25B plus FCF at 60 barrel, post-dividends, CAPEX, funding buybacks, and 4% plus yield without strain. Buffett values Chevron's simpler shareholder returns, thicker dividend cushion, 37 plus years growth, and aggressive repurchases, over Exxon's Guyana Permian growth bets, which carry execution risks. Chevron's integrated model, refining buffer, and Permian leverage align with his FCF focus, even if Exxon leads revenue or ROE slightly. He bought Exxon in 2013 for scale dividends, but shifted emphasis to Chevron in 2020 for better relative value post-COVID. Both fit his forever oil demand thesis, but Chevron's discipline wins for conservative compounding. Warren Buffett rarely names CEOs explicitly in praise, but his actions and comments imply high regard for Chevron's Mike Wirth, CEO since 2018, through repeated stake builds and final 2025 buys, while he exited Exxon in 2014-2015 amid oil routes without recent re-entry. Buffett values Wirth's execution, 1.5B cost cuts in 2025, 3 TAR 4B more planned for 2026, 39th straight dividend hike, and 16% EPS KGR target via Tengiz Permian Guyana, driving break-even 50 barrel and 10% plus annual EPS growth. His 1.2B Q4 2025 buy, 8M shares at 150, amid S&P lag signals trust in this discipline. Buffett bought Exxon under Rex Tillerson, 2013, praising as great investment, but sold all by Q4 2014, 3.7B during oil crash, citing diminished earning power. Not personal critique of Woods, CEO since 2017. No major rebuys since, despite Exxon's Guyana wins, suggesting less conviction in its higher debt growth model versus Chevron's stability. He judges by results. Chevron's fortress balance sheet, FCF durability, and shareholder focus under Wirth fit his Moat criteria better than Exxon's scale-heavy approach, per portfolio weighting, Chevron top 5 at 7%. Wirth credits Buffett's 2020 stake as validation of Chevron's long-term value, saying it signals confidence in their FCF growth and shareholder returns, prompting Wirth to emphasize cost discipline, 1.5B cuts in 2025, and 10% EPS KGR, aligning with Buffett principles like margin of safety. Mike Wirth became Chevron's chairman and CEO on February 1, 2018, after 35-plus years at the company. Joined 1982 as engineer, succeeding John Watson. He was VP of Midstream and Development 2015-2018 and Downstream and Chemicals 2006-2015. Wirth inherited post-shale surge tailwinds. He smartly exited the 2019 Anadarko bidding war, saving 50B plus versus Oxy's win, pocketing 1B breakup fee, then bought Noble Energy cheaply 2020 for Permian Middle East gas. Record 2022 profits, 37B, funded buybacks dividends amid 100+ barrel oil. 2020 COVID hit hard, oil to 37, Chevron lost 20B plus, Wirth cut CAPEX 40%, suspended buybacks dividends temporarily, slashed costs 1-2B year, and preserved liquidity 7B plus FCF at lows. handled 2022-2026 geopolitics, Ukraine-Iran Strait closure, by stressing supply chain rebuilds and $50 break-even. How he handled it: cost discipline, 1.5B cuts in 2025, 20% workforce reduction, dot your 9K jobs by 2026, HQ moved to Texas for tax talent. Shareholder focus, 39th dividend hike, 10% EPS KGR target via Tengiz, Permian, Guyana, 16%. Adaptation, vocal on energy transition, lower carbon bets, integrity amid ESG pushback, succession talks by DEC 2025 after 8 years. Mike Wirth measures up well to Warren Buffett's manager standards, allocating capital rationally, delivering consistent free cash flow through cycles, prioritizing shareholders via dividends buybacks, and maintaining a fortress balance sheet, which Buffett signals via repeated Chevron buys, e.g. 1.2B in Q4 2025. Wirth avoided Oxy's 57B Anadarko overpay 2019, netting 1B fee, bought Noble Energy cheap 5B 20 years 20 lows, and capped capex at 16B despite 100-plus oil peaks, lifting ROIC toward 10% target while cutting debt from 37B peak. Buffett praises such prudence over aggressive growth. Navigated 2020 crash, oil 37, with 40% capex cuts, 1 to 2B annual savings, no dividend / 39-year streak, preserving 7B plus FCF, mirroring Buffett's love for enduring moats like Coca-Cola's. 2022 boom funded 15 $20B buybacks. 2025-2026 geopolitics met with $50 break-even boasts. 39th dividend hike, Permian, Guyana, Tengiz ramps for 10-16% EPS KGR, HQ shift to Texas for efficiency, earning Buffett's vote via outsized stake, top 5 holding, 7% portfolio. Lags S&P slightly long-term but crushes peers like Exxon in total returns since 2001, 391% versus 160%. Chevron allocates capital conservatively and effectively under Mike Wirth, prioritizing free cash flow growth, 10% plus annually through 2030 at $70 Brent, dividends, 39-year streak, and buybacks over aggressive expansion. CapEx trimmed to 14.5, 15.5B organic, 1.7 to 2B affiliates for 2025, down 2B DIY, focusing 85% on high-return U.S. upstream, Permian 4.5 to 5B, Gulf of Mexico, DJ Basin, and Guyana, Tengiz ramps, targeting 2 to 3% output growth to 4.1 plus BOD while lifting FCF to 21B plus in 2026. Q3 2025 saw 2.6B buybacks plus 3.4B dividends, 1.71 share. Full-year FCF hit 16.6B despite 15% oil drop, funding 6 to 8% dividend hikes. Covers all CapEx dividends at 50-barrel break-even with 3B plus cost cuts, 20% workforce trim. This discipline, cost savings, FCF resilience, restrained Permian growth, mirrors Buffett's moat-building playbook, evident in his 18B plus stake and Q4 2025 buys.